So apparently the Daily Star are now reporting this story as well. The Daily Star is a tabloid newspaper in the UK. The headline reads, Billy Joe Saunders splits with Ingle, may retain Ben Davison. Now, if this turns out to be true, it's very interesting and a little puzzling because under Dominic Ingle, Billy Joe Saunders has produced the best form of his entire career. Not only did he produce his best performance in outboxing David Lemieux, but from an aesthetic point of view and from a fitness point of view, he seems to be a new fighter. His body looks a lot more lean and athletic than it's ever looked before. And in the ring, he seems to have gotten rid of this career-long stamina issue that he'd had, where he would usually fade late in fights. We didn't see him fade late in the Willie Monroe fight, and we didn't see him fade late in the David Lemieux fight. And this was all under Dominic Ingle. So given the fact that he's in career best form under this particular trainer, why would he leave him? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So what's going on here? Well, we can only speculate. I'm not an insider. I've got absolutely no knowledge at all from an inside point of view about the relationship between Billy Joe and Dominic Ingle. Zero inside knowledge. But I've seen some people speculate online that perhaps Billy Joe blames Dominic Ingle for the failed PED tests. Some people are speculating, again, I have no inside knowledge, I'm not making any accusations, but some people are speculating that Billy Joe blames Dominic Ingle for the failed PED tests because perhaps Dominic Ingle knew that Billy Joe was taking this particular medicine, the nasal spray, and as his trainer, he should have maybe been more proactive in checking the ingredients of the nasal spray and seeing that they didn't appear on Nevada banned list. And perhaps Billy Joe thought, that's what you were supposed to be doing as my trainer. The fact that you didn't do that and that I ended up taking this nasal spray, I'm going to blame you for this. As my trainer, you should be reading what's on, the ingredients on the label and making sure it's not on Nevada list. I'm concentrating on fighting. So again, this is speculation. And there are other people saying that perhaps Dominic Ingle was the one who recommended Billy Joe use this particular product. And I've spoken to people online who have claimed that this nasal spray which Billy Joe took is actually very rare in the UK. And that is, it kind of makes it look bad for Billy Joe that he used a nasal spray which is very rare. Because why wouldn't he just use one of the standard nasal sprays that's more common? Why would he use the relatively rare nasal spray? What is it about that particular nasal spray that you'd want to go and seek it out? And again, if Dominic Ingle was the one who recommended Billy Joe use this nasal spray, did Dominic Ingle know that it had performance enhancing effects? Again, I have no idea. It's all just speculation. But if any of this speculation is actually true, then it might be unlikely for Billy Joe to come out and say that this is what happened, that this is the truth, because he potentially could open himself to legal action at the hands of the accused party. So a lot of the time in boxing and in business, in life in general, the truth won't always come out. Because if you're going to speak the truth, sometimes you're going to open yourself up to legal action. And it's not about what you know to be true. It's about what you can prove. Anybody who's been involved in legal situations will know this. You might see somebody commit a particular crime or take a particular drug or do whatever. But if you haven't got video evidence that they did it, if you haven't got a written, whatever confession, if you don't have some kind of evidence that you can present in court other than your own words that come out of your mouth, then you're probably going to find yourself in trouble if you're accusing people of things. Even if you know that they did it because you were there and you saw it with your own eyes, if you don't have evidence to back it up in court, you could end up getting sued out of house and home. So it's not really about what the truth is, it's about what you can prove. But anyway, all the speculation aside with regards to Billy Joe reportedly leaving Dominic Ingle, him joining back up with Ben Davison, some people are saying he's following Tyson Fury too much. He's already been with Ben Davison and he left him after producing the worst performance of his whole career. Now he's going back to Ben Davison because why? Tyson Fury's done it and he wants to follow his friend Fury and try and, jump on that glory wagon or something, that bandwagon. I don't know. I hope that Billy Joe finds whatever he's looking for in his career by way of a trainer, because he is a very good boxer. He has produced some good form over the past couple fights, and I think he's got a lot to give. The way his career has panned out is disappointing because he hasn't had the big fights. I mean, the biggest fight that Billy Joe's had in his career, well, the two biggest fights were the Lemieux fight and the Eubank fight. And neither one of those fights are anywhere near a Canelo. Neither one of those fights are anywhere near a Triple G. Billy Joe has also suffered from long bouts of inactivity, multiple cancelled fights and cancelled shows. I mean, if I've been in that situation that Billy Joe's in, where all these shows are cancelled and all this kind of stuff, if it wasn't my fault due to maybe not being in shape or being injured, I would start thinking about changing my promoter. And I'd have serious thoughts about that, because the amount of Billy Joe fights that have been cancelled or fights he's had to pull out of, fights which he was supposed to get, like the Golovkin fight, which never happened. Maybe he's just with the wrong guy, because when you look across the street and you look at someone like Demetrius Andrade, he was with a promoter that he wasn't happy with for a long time. But as soon as he left that promoter and signed with Eddie Hearn, he's got his world title and he has a very good chance of getting the Golovkin fight sometime soon. Even though that's not as big a fight as it would have been a couple fights ago when Golovkin still had belts, it's still a very big fight. And then, of course, there's Eddie Hearn in terms of what he's done for Danny Jacobs. In just 3 or 4 fights, he's got him the Canelo fight. So if I was in Billy Joe Saunders' shoes, I'd be looking at the other side of the street and saying, what can they do for me? Maybe the guy I'm with is not the right guy. And Billy Joe apparently is thinking about moving up, to 168 pounds and campaigning there. And he's going to have to, really, isn't he? Because if he wants to stay at middleweight, it's all happening on DAZN. It's not happening on ESPN. So, yeah, apparently Billy Joe, according to the rumors, is not only looking to follow Tyson Fury's footsteps in joining back with Ben Davison, but he's also looking to follow in his footsteps with regards to signing an ESPN deal and campaigning at 168. Who did Top Rank have at 168? I'm just genuinely asking the question. I know they've got Ramirez, right? But isn't Ramirez moving up to 175? Irrespective of that, how do you think Billy Joe would get on with the super middleweights out there? The likes of a Callum Smith, the likes of a Benavidez, the likes of a Chris Eubank Jr. in a rematch. I mean, the first fight was close. Could a rematch be close as well? Or could Eubank Jr. maybe get the better of him in a rematch? You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's happening them out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.